The name of my project is Panorama. It is a guest house and the name of my guest house is Panorama Guest House by the Lake, originated from the word panorama, meaning it's like a wide angle view or representation of physical space. This guest house field of view looks like panorama view, and its circular form connects with the wide angle scenery of the lake and the nature around it. The Panorama Guest House is a one-story building. It's a weekend retreat for 2 people, and it's built around nature. During the pandemic, people who have close contact with COVID-19 patients have to experience isolation. Hence, this Panorama house is for 2 people who want to stay together but have to isolate themselves. The preceding studies of my project is Solar House by KGDVS. It is also a simple circular form, which is very like open spaced. It only has like glass frames as the wall partitions, and it's very open towards the nature, and the terrain in the middle is also accessible. And their space also revolves around the ring. This is the draft and early model of my project. It is a circular building with like four spaces: the bedroom, the dining room, the pantry, and the common area. And the panels are turnable so that in daytime you can turn it open for the public, and when you require privacy, you can turn the panel and lock it from inside. And when you want to sleep, you can use the curtain to block the common area with the private area. During daytime, then you can pull the curtain aside and expose all the areas so that there's no really enclosed space. It's all the spaces are somehow connected together. Hence, I wanted to make like the bedroom accessible towards the lake area so that they can maximize the view. My microsite is microsite C. It is slightly flat-landed, and it has a few plantations over here, and there's lake view towards the opposite, and distant high-rise around this area in the distance. And at the back is transmission towers and the Federal Highway and KTM Railway. This is my site plan. As you can see, my roof plan inside the site plan is like a circular ring. It's built around nature. I do not remove the vegetations. Instead, I want to promote connection with nature, so I planted more plants around it, and also to give it like a sense of welcoming to this very nature-friendly structure such building. So this is my diagrams. The design concept of my project Panorama plays around with the cylindrical form and intersects with geometrical forms such as cubes and rectangulars. And circulation of space is like an endless loop. Once you go in, you can experience everything in a loop. So to go to like a certain space, you have to go around the building itself. Whereas the terrain in the middle represents void. It's a void for the terrain where where the plantations and trees are. So among the design principles I designed Panorama with is radial balance. It's a very balanced building, and its circulation is a loop, and nature as void in the middle for the terrain and curtain as boundaries. So there isn't really any walls to close up the space except for the toilet. We only use like curtain to separate the private area and the common area, and cycle as space as one of the design principles. This is my floor plan. As you can see, towards the left, there's this, it's like a tatami tea house, like a tea room where you can eat and drink tea over here. It's made of glass panels here. So here is, this room is how they maximize the view from outside and the view towards the inside. And once you come in here, there's like a small sitting lounge area where you can watch TV or just chat. And when you want to go toilet, you just have to pass by here, and you can use the like a very semicircular shaped toilet. And when you need to, if to go to the bedroom, you have to pass by the workspace. There's a partition for the workspace, hence why I wanted to make the feeling of isolation is because it's like we need to stay together, but also we need to isolate ourselves and do a quarantine during pandemic. So except for besides the common area, the private area and the working area is isolated. Which comes to the bedroom. During the daytime, you can pull off the curtains, or at night you can extend the curtains and it will cover from here to here. So it's completely, if you want privacy, you can just cover the whole thing. And there's no walls in this bedroom. It doesn't really like block off space for each person. So in a way, you're you're sharing the private space, but also you're sleeping like opposite sides facing another side, so that you have your own space and your partner will also have your own space. And the bedroom is accessible to the lake view. You can walk out here if you want to like feel the wind. And all these are like openable panels where you can open them during the daytime to allow ventilation into the building. Or if you don't want any obstructions or anybody like coming in trespassing, you can like close it. And when to go to the pantry area, you have to pass by the tea room, or either you pass by the toilet. And here is the pantry. The pantry is like a aisle, like single aisle, and then here's like the counter area for you to prepare, and you can put a fridge here. And if you want to go down and walk in the terrain, like walk in the courtyard, there's like a slope that brings you towards the bottom, the ground floor. It's not really a ground floor, it's more like land. And in the jogger's pathway, I've extended like an extra way that directs you towards the building. Here's my elevation. This elevation is facing towards the tea room. You can see the tea room is with its glass panels. You can see towards the inside, but you won't be able to see much because like the private space is blocked, and inside here you can the most you can see is probably the sitting lounge or the pantry area. And as you can see, this is the dock where you can access from the bedroom. You can walk outside here to enjoy the view. And this is the other side of the elevation. In this side, the opposite side is like covered with glass panels, but this side is made of doors. This whole building is very ventilated so that it doesn't get too hot. You get enough air inside the building. So if you're feeling very hot or it's like very cooked up, you can just open all the panels and it's like free flowing air towards the inside the building. As you can see in this elevation, I opened up like a few of the panels to showcase the inside. This one is the pantry area. So the common area is separated from the private area, right? So I wanted to show that this side is more open towards the public. So like you can see inside, but you can see inside, but for the private area, since it's private, I wanted to keep it more secure. This is the section. So as I was saying, this is the partition for the beds. Like they will separate here. They will separate here. I mean, you still can hear each other, you can talk to each other, but you'll be facing your own direction. And this is like the workspace. There's like also a partition, like a partition wall. It's a very transparent wall, so you can see each other, but you're sitting apart. So this is the toilet, and then here you can see the lounge area, and this is the pantry. So I was saying this project is called Panorama because like during your field of vision, the elevation view, you can look at all the spaces. You can look at all the spaces in a wide angle view like that. It's all the spaces you can see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see like 5 spaces all stretched out together. So hence I called this project Panorama because I wanted the feeling to be like a stretched space where you can see all the individual spaces, all the space planning. So this is my other section. This one is a cut through the tea room and the toilet. So you can see the toilet is over here. It's a lone standing toilet, and it doesn't have like a covered roof, or it doesn't like close up the space because why? Because there's like a glass panel here where you can see like outside. So like when you go toilet or you shit or something, you can look up and you can see the sky, so that like there's natural sunlight inside this building. And also, since the middle terrain is like, it poses as a void, and it's not like covered. It's more like the building is exposed towards the outside. So what I'm trying to say is it's very connected to like an outside space. It's very open feeling. So so this building gets a lot of ventilation. And here are this is like the glass frame that bars the private space and the common areas. This is my sectional detail of the glass tea room. So the top has glass panels. The inside of the inside is also glass panel, and outside is also a glass panel. So this tea room is slightly elevated because it uses like a tatami concept. It's like a very Japanese concept for tea rooms, and you can enjoy the view outside, or you can look like inside. And during the daytime, a lot of sunlight will be like directed towards this room. So it's the brightest room in the building. These are my key drawings. So when you say panorama view, I wanted to show that like a wide angle of my building from the inside. This is facing towards the glass frame area where the beds are over here, and there's only 2 glass panels, and here is like empty. You can walk through inside here. And or if you want the whole space to yourself, just cover the curtain, such as my axonometric drawing. I wanted to showcase what is inside, because the outside is all just panels, and like a very simple flat roof with like 2 glass frames for the cover, like the roof cover. And here is the components of the inside. where I wanted to showcase the most main attraction is probably the bedroom area, where you can see what I meant with the curtains and the partition where like the two beds are like facing opposite ways. So and this is the toilet area and the small sitting lounge, the pantry and the tea room. And the tea room and the bedroom has like a partition wall over here. And what's good about this double ribbon partition wall is that wind can go through the cracks over here. So it's also poses as an extra ventilation function. So this whole building is very open space and also very ventilated. These are my models. It's in 1 to 100 scale, and this is how the structure looks outside from the outside view. This towards the tea room, and here you can see in the elevated view, you can see the panels that can be opened here, and the tea room is over here with like this sitting space is for eating or drinking tea. And then this one is where you prepare your food. The pantry area is like a little aisle here with like two columns. And this is my view from the inside towards the glass panel. This is the bedroom space. This is the tea room, and this is from a view from the dock towards the bedroom. And this is built. This is an interior. This is an interior model. I mean, it's like an early stage in the interior when I'm still working on the interior stage, where I arrange the bedroom and the tea room, and then at the back is the pantry and the toilet. So I wanted to show here that the roof for the toilet is actually like this, like a patterned glass panel, where like sunlight goes directly inside, and you can see upwards because it's transparent. And this is what the bedroom looks like in the model, and also the pantry. And so this is the frame. This curtain. This curtain is mounted to like the glass frame, and the only way to come in is through the sides. Over here is accessible. That is all for my presentation.